So you've just received a brand new GoPro Hero 11 Black over the holiday season, except there's one little problem. You're not quite sure how to use it. In this video, I'm going to go over 10 useful tips and tricks to help you get the most out of your new camera. My name is Sean, and this is Air Photography. If you like this style of content, please consider hitting the subscribe button and the bell notification, and that way you'll be notified when I upload a new video. Now, if you did receive your very first GoPro and you're a little bit lost, I also have some pretty in-depth beginner's guides for almost every GoPro that is available. The Hero 5 Black, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and of course the Hero 11 Black. They're actually a better place to start. They're very thorough and very detailed. I'll include links to them down in the description of this video. So tip number 1 is locking the exposure. GoPros have pretty good dynamic range, but you do get into some situations where it does struggle. Sometimes locking the exposure can make the footage look a little bit better. So to lock the exposure, what we're going to do is press and hold somewhere on the screen. That's going to bring up our spot meter. From there, you can actually drag it around to get it to a look that you like. We can also adjust the EV compensation by pressing that button off to the side, and we can actually fine tune it a little bit more. Once you're happy and you want to lock the exposure, press inside the box. You're going to see it turns to a lock, and then confirm with the check mark. And at this point, the exposure is going to be locked to what you have set. To unlock the exposure, just press on that lock again. Now, tip number 2 is to do with this front screen. By default, when you first get your camera, it's going to be set to auto turn off. Now, if you're using your camera for vlogging, you don't want that to happen. You want it to stay on so you can keep your shot composed. So we can go into the settings and change the behavior of that. To do that, what we're going to do is swipe down to bring up our settings. These are all our quick settings, but what we can do is swipe from the right-hand side over to the left and then select Preferences. And then we're going to scroll down until we see Displays. And you can see we can set the behavior of the back screen and the front screen independently, or you can have the front screen match what the rear screen is doing. But if you're vlogging, you probably want the back screen to turn off anyways, as that will save some battery power. So what we're going to do is select the front screen, and we're going to set it to never. Once we've set that, that front screen will stay on, and that way if you're vlogging with your camera, you'll always be able to compose your shot. Now, tip number 3 is again to do with that front screen. By default, you can see it's set to an aspect ratio of 16:9, and that's really good for composing a shot, but sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to see. What we can do is zoom in on it, making it a square aspect. You're not going to be able to see exactly how your shot is composed, but it will give you a general idea. It's going to be zoomed in, so it'll be a little bit easier to see what you're filming. And to do so, we're going to go over to the back screen again. Swipe down to go to our settings, and this time we're going to click this button at the bottom left hand side. That's where we can set the behavior of that front screen. By default, it's set to a 16:9 aspect ratio. From this screen, we can turn it right off. We can have it just display information, but on the very right hand side, we can change it to a square aspect ratio. We'll hit the check mark to confirm. And now, as you can see, it has a more zoomed in look, and things will appear larger and easier to see. Now, the next tip is about how to edit your settings quick and easily. Right now, you can see we're in standard mode. Normally, if we want to change a setting, we would click on it, and then we would tap on the pencil icon. And here it brings up all the settings for that particular mode, and we can go in and adjust them. But there's a quicker shortcut to do that, and that is pressing and holding on that button. As you can see, it will bring us directly into the settings. Now for tip number 5, it's how to change settings if you're underwater. Of course, the touchscreen won't work when you're underwater, or perhaps you have this in a protective housing, and again, that touch screen is not accessible. What we can do here is hold down the shutter button and the mode button at the same time. And as you can see, it brings up all the filming modes that we have preset in the settings. From here, we can switch to whatever mode we want, use the record button to select it, and now it's switched into that particular mode. Now, the only downside to this is you have to have your settings done before you go underwater, but it's a nice simple way to access those settings without having to use the touchscreen. Now, tip number 6 is how to edit what's displayed on the screen. For example, we already have some shortcuts here. We have our hyper smooth, we have zoom, we have our digital lenses, but we can press and hold any one of those buttons, and as you can see, we can customize what that button does. By default there, you can see it was set to hyper smooth, but we could change that to scheduled capture, duration capture, hindsight. We can have it set as a timer, all different things, something that may make more sense to you and a feature that you use quite often. And you can do that for your digital lens button as well, and of course your zoom button there. You can also do that in photo mode and in time-lapse mode. Now, tip number 7 is how to enable grid lines on the back screen. Grid lines can be very useful, especially when you're composing a shot, perhaps of a landscape. It can really help make sure that the camera is level. So to enable our grid lines, again, we're going to go to our settings. We'll swipe over, we'll go to Preferences, and then we're going to scroll down again until we get to Displays. We'll click on that, and then we'll scroll down to the bottom until we see rear screen grid. We'll click on it and we'll turn it on. As you can see there, we now have grid lines, and that will help us compose our shot, especially if you like to follow the rule of thirds. Now for tip number 8, it's to do with filming in and around water. All GoPros from Hero 5 and up are completely waterproof without any additional housing. The only problem with using this in and around water, sometimes water droplets on the back can wreak havoc. It doesn't always cause a problem, but sometimes it can mimic an input. So I always recommend if you're going to be filming in and around water, perhaps you're at the beach or in a pool, it's a good idea to lock the back screen. And you do so by swiping down, and we just press on that lock there on the very right hand side. You can see the screen is now locked if we try to touch it, and we get a message at the top that we need to swipe to unlock it. And it's as simple as pulling that slider over, and now you can go in and change your settings. And it will stay in this lock state until you manually turn it off. To do so, again, we'd swipe down to bring up our settings, and then just toggle off the lock button. Now for tip number 9, it's about setting your bitrate when capturing video to high. By default, it's set to standard, and although it looks decent, the more data the GoPro has to work with, the better your video is going to look. The only downside to it is that the file size will be larger, and it can be sometimes a little more difficult to edit on some computers. Now you have to change the bitrate for every filming mode, so for right now we're in cinematic mode, so let's go into the settings for that particular mode. What we're going to do is scroll down until we get to our ProTune settings. You can see we have an option there for bitrate. We can click on that, and we're going to switch it from standard up until high. And tip number 10 is something new that was specific with the GoPro Hero 11 Black, and that's switching back and forth between Pro mode and Easy mode. If you're brand new to a GoPro, you may want to leave it in Easy mode to get started. It basically gives you all the tools you need for capturing video, taking photos, capturing hyperlapses and time lapses, but in an easy to understand format. Of course, Pro mode is going to unlock everything, and that allows you to get a little bit more creative. If you do want to switch back and forth, again, let's go to our settings, and you can see at the bottom left-hand side here, right now it's in Pro mode. If I click on that, we can put it down into Easy mode. You'll notice the interface will change a little bit. You will even notice here we can't even change any video settings. But as mentioned, for a beginner, it might be the best mode to start in. Well folks, that's basically it for this video. Those are my 10 tips and tricks for the GoPro Hero 11 Black. Of course, if you have a different version, if you have the Hero 10 or Hero 9, a lot of those tips are the same for those cameras as well. As mentioned, if you're brand new, I highly recommend watching my beginner's guide. That's going to go over a lot more detail in how to use your camera. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed it and found it had value, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It's always greatly appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.